Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are in the world and where you are watching me from. Please do drop in the comment section where you're watching from. I want to thank you for joining me today as I'm about to make this announcement. I just got the news about some changes made to the citizenship process in Ghana for the historical diaspora. So, this is the diaspora who are descendants of the transatlantic slave trade, not Ghanaian diaspora or diaspora from other African countries, but this is the historic diaspora that you'll find in the US, some in Canada, the Caribbean, South America, the diaspora who were displaced by no fault of their own to other parts of the world. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to just acknowledge those of you who are here. Hello, Dimitri of More 288. Thank you so much for joining from Sacramento, California. I appreciate you. Kweku says, greetings, Miss Ivy, and thank you for sharing this. You are welcome. Devante TV 5050 from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you for joining. Fiona, thank you for watching. I appreciate you always. Nurse Janae, did I say that correct? Good evening from Greensboro, North Carolina. Thank you for joining. Annie Jones, 3136 in Augusta, Georgia. Thank you so much for joining. Everyone who's joined today, I really appreciate you for taking the time to join me today. Glib Federations 5146 says link up with KP and Roots, Miss Prosper. Thank you for that information. So today I am coming to give you some announcement that I just received this evening about the citizenship process for the diaspora in Ghana. And this is for the diaspora who are the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade, those who have been displaced by no fault of their own. This one is not Ghanaian diaspora, because Ghanaian diaspora, your process is different because you can go through the lineage of a parent or a grandparent for getting citizenship. Ajay Wakodi 9198, good evening from Chicago. Thank you for joining. I appreciate all of you. You may all have friends that you want to share this information with. Jada FSS, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. As always, you are one of my really big supporters. I appreciate you so much, Jada FSS. And thank you for the compliment. Annette Spence 1, nice to see you again, watching from the UK. Thank you for joining. We have Jamaican Journey to Ghana. Good night, Ivy. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you all for being here. So citizenship is something that the diaspora is always wondering about in Ghana, especially right now. It's been a hot conversation because some of you may know that the famous streamer, gaming streamer who's now does travel streaming, iShowSpeed, was just in Ghana. And so he was granted citizenship. The Ghana government, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, yesterday announced that they are granting him with Ghanaian citizenship. iShowSpeed, some of you may or may not know who he is. He is a streamer, live streamer. He has over 50 million subscribers on YouTube, and he just did a 20-country tour of the continent of Africa. And he said his life was changed after doing the tour. And so some people are in support of him getting citizenship, and some people are not happy about the fact that he got citizenship. There was even a journalist who came out to say that she wasn't happy about it and didn't think that Ghana was a serious country for giving him citizenship. And she's quickly apologized. Some hours later, she went on air and apologized for her statements. But there are others online who are in support, and there are those who are against it. So coming off the heels of him getting citizenship, there's this new announcement about the citizenship process for the diaspora. A lot of people have seen over the years, since the year of return, even before the year of return in 2016, President Mahama gave, I think it was 34 people citizenship. And then 2019, people got citizenship during the year of return. Then 2022, and then 2024 and 2025, people got citizenship under the last government. Now, this government right now is President Mahama. Previous government was President Nana Akufo-Addo. I'm saying these for people watching that may not know. There was a change of government, and so they've made some adjustments to how the citizenship process is for the diaspora. Let me just join in and show more people who are joining in right now. We have a comment here saying, shouldn't make it easy to get it. They do not make it easy for Ghanaians to get citizenship anywhere else. Thank you for that. Michael Simpson is joining from Savannah, Georgia. Thank you for joining. Soul Rebel 223, greetings. Thank you kindly for sharing this information. You're welcome. She makes it seem like African Americans rule America. Who does? Me? Or you're talking in the comment section. You're talking in the comment section. You're chatting with someone in the comment section. And is right. We are not a serious country. We're giving citizenship like it's damn candy. That is one May 24 who says that. Then we have Dimitri of Moore says, I can't wait to come home. My life was absolutely changed when I went. A lot of people say it's a life-changing experience when they come to Ghana. A lot of people make their statements known. Just trying to keep up. Okay, this comment said, so you're mad they gave citizenship to an African American, but y'all don't say anything when y'all give it to all these Chinese. You're talking about the journalist, the one who made the comments. What are the new rules? Thank you for asking. I'm just about to do that. I just want to acknowledge some of you in the comment section before I started to read it off. I'm going to read it because I don't want to make any errors in the information that I'm giving you. This information is coming directly from the Office of Diaspora Affairs and the Ministry of Interior. So a lot of people don't realize that citizenship, it is a collaborative effort. Ministry of Interior is a large part of that when it comes to the diaspora, especially with the right of abode and everything. So the announcement that came out, like I said, I'm going to read this because I don't want to make any mistakes or give you inaccurate information based on what was given to me. So we have, this is what's required. The necessary documents. Number one, you must have a completed application form. So there's an application form that you can get. I'll find the link for that so that I can help anybody who wants to find the application form. I'll see if I can get the link so that people can fill out the application form. But you have to actually be in the country. It's not something you can do remotely. So you can't be out of the country and trying to do this. You have to be here. So if you're out of the country and you want to do this, it's a good idea for you to know this information so that when you do come to Ghana, that you're able to know what's necessary. So you have to complete an application form. You have to provide your birth certificate for proof of birth. And then the biodata page of your valid passport from your country that you are from right now. And then you would have to already be in Ghana, as I was saying, proof of legal residence in Ghana. They're asking for a 2-year residence permit that you already have. Then you have to do a police clearance, criminal record background check, and a certificate that has both your home country and Ghana listed on it for your background check. Evidence of strong ties to Ghana. They're looking for proof of DNA to support Ghanaian descent. Number 8, a citizenship application fee of 25,000 Ghana cedis. This one might be one that may be a hindrance to some people. Excuse me, if you don't have the funds. So they're asking for an application fee of 25,000 Ghana cedis. I don't know what the current rate is right now for the exchange rate of the dollar to the cedi. I haven't checked in a while, but you can check online and see what that is. But they're asking for 25,000 Ghana cedis for the citizenship application fee. Okay, let me repeat that again for those of you who may have missed it. You have to complete an application form. You have to have your birth certificate. Let me put these on the screen for some of you who may miss it. Completed application form, your birth certificate. So that's it, completed application form. And then your birth certificate. So if you don't have it, you're going to have to find it or get a new one issued because you do have to show your birth certificate. And then, as I said, they want the biodata page of your current passport. So your biodata page of your current passport. And it has to be a valid passport. So when they say valid passport, it cannot be expired. So your passport cannot be expired to have it as part of the documentation. And then, as I said, proof of legal residence. So proof of legal residence in Ghana, as I mentioned earlier, you have to be living in Ghana to do this application process. And it can't be done while you are living abroad. So you have to have come to the country. So whether you come to the country and you've been here for a while, and then you've applied for residency, and then with that residency, you apply, you do the whole process of applying for citizenship. And then the next thing, as I said, was police clearance, criminal record background check. I'll put that on the screen as well. As I said, I'm making sure that I'm putting this verbatim. These are not my words. Police clearance, criminal records, certificate from both your home country and Ghana. So that means you have to do a criminal background check in both your home country and Ghana. So make sure that you have that documentation, and whatever fees apply, you may have to pay for that in your home country if they're charging for you to get your police background check. I know that every country may be different. Now, they're asking also for evidence of strong ties to Ghana. I'm not sure what that necessarily means, if it means a business or if it means a family connection, whether it means maybe a marriage. Well, actually, with marriage, there's a different way for you to apply for the citizenship. So evidence of strong ties to Ghana, and then proof of DNA to support Ghanaian descent. So if you take DNA tests and there's proof of Ghanaian descent, that's one way as well to show the ties to Ghana. So you can always reach out to the Diaspora Affairs Office with any detailed questions that you may have about this whole process. I know that this is going to be, exciting for some people, and for other people, they might not be so excited because of some of the stipulations that are required. As I said earlier, there is a fee. The citizenship application fee is 25,000 Ghana cedis. So 25,000 Ghana cedis is the fee for the citizenship application. You can go online and Google what the exchange rate is today for 25,000 Ghana cedis to your home currency. Now, the process of reviewing, the overview is, so the documents, let me say that again, the documents that I've listed, you need all those first. Now, the submission of listed criteria and documents, you have to pay 1,500 Ghana cedis when you are submitting your documents in the initial part of it. 1,500 Ghana cedis administrative fee for interested applicants to be designated at the administrative center of the World Trade Center, Accra, for review. So let me put that on the screen, because as I said, this is verbatim of what they are asking for from the Diaspora Affairs Office and the Ministry of Interior. So here it is. Submission of listed criteria documents and payment of 1,500 Ghana cedis. Administrative fee by interested applicants to be designated let me put that on the screen again, at the World Trade Center in Accra for them to review. Okay, so that is another thing that you'll need to know of what you need when you're applying. Let me go to the comment section because I see a lot of comments coming in. Let me see. A lot of comments are coming in. I know lots of comments are coming in. People are. I know. It's a lot of information here. So let me scroll back and get some of these comments on the screen. To hear from all of you. You can be out of Ghana and apply. That's what Annette Spence one says. Okay, that's what Annette Spence one says. Please confirm with the Diaspora Affairs Office. I see that the only way you can be out of the country and apply is if you've been living here and maybe you've traveled out of the country. So when I was saying you can't be out of the country, there are some people who maybe they've never been to Ghana and they have Ghana on their mind and they say they want to come to Ghana for citizenship, because I have had these kinds of conversations with people over the years, to know that it's not something that you can just come and on vacation and then say you want to get it. So you have to be living in the country. So maybe you could be living in the country, but you've gone away to go do something, holiday, or you're out for business or whatever, but you're technically still living in the country. Then yes. The thing about Ghana is the government don't run Ghana, the people do, and the people are starting to get tired of what's going on in Ghana. The next president will have to undo a lot. The next comment, but we shouldn't give citizenship to FBAs. That's what one person says. Then, oh, wow, that must be to the comments I was giving. Does this apply to people with Ghanaian parents? No, this does not apply to people with Ghanaian parents. People with Ghanaian parents have a completely different way of applying for citizenship, because it's directly through your parents or through your grandparents, because you have evidence of your lineage to Ghana. It's done differently. Michael Simpson says it's 2,286 USD. That's a crazy amount. Damn. I am in these Ghana rooms and they are really mad. They want the next president to only focus on real Ghanaians. And that's a very divisive comment. When I hear stuff like that, it just goes to show that there are some people who don't understand the whole process. I mean, this is the way this is being done. It's not free. People are paying, and they're actually saying you have to live in the country. They're going to be vetting people before you can actually get it. So we have people doing some calculations here of how much that value is. What about those who are building in Ghana with indentures? It has nothing. Becoming a citizen has nothing to do with buying land and building property, renting out property, because in Ghana, foreigners are allowed to do that. You don't have to be a citizen of Ghana to be getting land, to be buying properties and that kind of stuff. So it doesn't have an effect on you. Just make sure you're following the rules and regulations when it comes to property buying, and you make sure that you actually you're the only one who is titled to that particular land. I'm Ghanaian and the application fee is 25,000 cedis, is unjustifiably high. Thank you for sharing that. Are these new rules affecting the free land that has been talked about for a few years? I was looking to purchase land and I wonder if this would affect it. As I mentioned, getting land and properties in Ghana have nothing to do with citizenship. You do not have to be a citizen of Ghana to obtain property and land in Ghana. So no, it doesn't affect you. I'm born Jamaican, living in the US, and I'm building in Ghana already. That's great. If you have a Jamaican passport, it's easier for you to even travel into Ghana without a visa if you have a Jamaican passport. How about other African diasporans who've lived in the States for over 40 years and we've built our home in Ghana? Any advice? When you say African diaspora, are you talking about Africans Are you talking about Ghanaians who've been living abroad for 40 plus years? Or are you talking about African Americans who don't have any ties to Ghana? Because if it's Ghanaians who've been living in the diaspora for 40 years and you have proof of your Ghanaian ties, that's a completely different process. So when I say that, it means if your parent is Ghanaian, if your grandparent is Ghanaian, if you are Ghanaian and you were born in Ghana and you're just simply living somewhere else now and you're a citizen somewhere else now, you would have to show your birth certificate to start the process of you getting your, your Ghana ID, making sure that you're a Ghanaian citizen again, by showing the proof that you were born in the country. If you don't have your birth certificate, if you've misplaced your birth certificate, so you would need to come to Ghana and go to the Accra Births and Deaths, where they have the archived information of births and deaths in the country, and then issue you a new birth certificate. So, yeah. Man, I got my Ghana card citizenship. The fees are going to be into someone's pockets. When is the deadline? So let me get to that now. So February 2nd to February 6th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., people would go and submit their application and all their documents at the World Trade Center, Accra. I'll put that on the screen. Let me do that right now. Put it on the screen so that you can see what I'm talking about and make sure that you are there. And see, this goes back to me saying you got to be in the country. This goes back to me saying you got to be in the country for this particular process, because this is a new batch of citizenship. Like in 2024, I know that some of you may have seen when the president, Akufo-Addo, granted citizenship to like 524 people, I believe it was, in 2024. That was something where people had to go by a certain day. They had to fill out forms. And so this process is the same. You're going to have to fill out these forms and submit the applications, documents that are being asked for before these dates. So February 2nd to February 6th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the World Trade Center, Accra, for them to review everything. And then anybody who is shortlisted is going to be contacted. So those who are shortlisted will be contacted, and the ones who are shortlisted are the ones that are going to pay the $25,000 application fee. But initially, it's the 1,500 Ghana cedis when you're starting the whole process. Once you are shortlisted, then you pay the 25,000 Ghana cedis to do the full application and vetting for the citizenship. Going to put the next step on the screen because, like I said, I want to put this out there verbatim. I don't want to have any discrepancies as to what was actually announced, so that you have all the accurate information and you are armed with the information. So the citizenship orientation process will be with the Diaspora Affairs Office of the President. And then they're going to have their approvals and everything before the ceremony. And the ceremony is going to take place on March the 5th. March the 5th is when the ceremony is going to take place in Accra. So you definitely need to be in the country. So citizenship orientation process with the Diaspora Affairs Office upon approval of citizenship before the induction ceremony. So that's through the Diaspora Affairs Office. So I hope that you're following me here. I hope you're following here. And the ceremony is going to be on March the 5th, and it will be done by the current president, John Dramani Mahama. And the interesting thing is, he's the one who first had given citizenship in 2016 to a group of diaspora before the year of return even happened. So citizenship induction ceremony, as I said, 5th of March, 2026, by President John Mahama. And so it's exciting. I know that there are going to be some things that people are not happy about, especially from what I'm seeing, The fee is one that's going to be a hindrance for some people, and for others, it's not a big deal. And so they're saying that you have to make sure that you are eligible under this criteria, and make sure you prepare your documents in advance of the meetings and everything, so that you can get processed, and then just wait and see if you get shortlisted. So it's very important that if you are interested, you follow these rules and that they've put into place for the diaspora. What are you all thinking about this? Do you think it's fair? Do you think that it should have been done differently? What are your thoughts? I would love to know, because this is something that people are always asking me. The top question I always get is about citizenship in Ghana. So this particular citizenship, this announcement really is about getting in for the March 5th citizenship ceremony. If you're not in for that ceremony, then you're going through the normal processes of having to, go through the normal processes. This is like a special one that you have to get these things in quickly by February 2nd to 6th, and then you get in quickly, and hopefully you'll be able to get this done and then get into it. So as I said, 1,500 Ghana cedis initially for the administration fee to do all the application process first, and then 25,000 Ghana cedis for those who are shortlisted after they review all of your documents. And then you pay the 25,000 Ghana cedis for the full citizenship application. And then once everything is in order, then you would be invited to the ceremony on March the 5th to have your citizenship conferred by President John Dramani Mahama. So if you have questions about all of this, you can contact the Diaspora Affairs Office. They do have a 24-hour hotline that people can contact. You can reach them by phone or by WhatsApp. I would advise doing WhatsApp. WhatsApp would probably be the best way to reach someone and get a response. So I'll put the screen on the, the screen. I'll put the contact on the screen for the Diaspora Affairs Office. It's a 24-hour hotline, and it's a 24-hour hotline. Let me just get on the screen for you. I'm trying to do this, and it's freezing. It's freezing. In the meantime, I'll read the number out to you. You would add the +233 50 365 5520 is the number. And yes, the screen was freezing. Here we go. So the hotline, 24 hours, WhatsApp, +233 50 365 5520. But if you're in Ghana, just 050 365 5520. That is the Diaspora Affairs Office, 24 hours a day. You can reach out to them and ask your questions, not only about citizenship, but other things as well. They're available 24 hours a day on that particular hotline, which is good. They opened up this hotline late last year, in the last quarter of last year, and it's been something I'm sure that's been quite helpful for the diaspora to be able to answer questions. This person says, stop the lies. Ghana card is not issued outside Ghana, not even Ghanaian citizens. This one says, we have the real president right now. I'm coming to the comments here. We have lands are not titled in the central region. Please contact the Lands Commission for all of your land issues, because they can be able to answer questions for you. And then I always advise that it's a good idea to get a real estate attorney in Ghana, because they can help you with everything you need. The last thing you need is to not have a title on your land, and then someone else comes and claims your land. So please do all your checks and balances. Make sure, because I've never heard of that before, of lands not being titled in Ghana. So please consult with a real estate attorney, a real estate attorney in Ghana, to get more clarity. Many people will be deterred from paying that amount. More attractive options are in Benin. Benin asks for $100. She's saying too high. So I'm sure you're saying Ghana is too high. Ivy, there are some FBAs on the stream deliberately posting controversial comments to stir up trouble. Ignore them. 25,000 cities ain't a bigger amount for diasporans. Ifwa says, Jesus loves you, Ivy. It's too expensive. Even USA doesn't charge that much for naturalization. Don't they? I thought the US charges a lot for naturalization. Let's find out. US naturalization. Can someone Google naturalization costs? Because I feel like the US pays. Do they pay more? According to this, I just saw something online that says it's $760 filing. But there could be more fees involved. I have no idea, but that was just one Google search that I found. But thank you for sharing that. Only in Accra and Kumasi are lands titled. Interesting. Something to think about. I didn't know this, so thank you for showing me this, or for sharing this. That's important for people to know. That's really important for people to know. I learned something new today because I didn't know that. Thank you. Greetings. I'm just joining the live. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Please, what is FBA? FBA are the Black community in the United States that call themselves the Foundational Black Americans. FBA. That's what they call them. That's what they call themselves. So now you know what it is. Thanks, Sister Ivy, for sharing this info. Lots of credit to you and team. Would have been better to be shared by a huge diasporan. I assume it's difficult for you to truly understand the fullness. What do you mean? Would have been better to be shared by a HUG diasporan or historical diasporan. I assume it's difficult for you to truly understand the fullness. No, it's not. It's not difficult for me to understand. If you're saying I don't understand what the diaspora, the historical diaspora, how they feel, I'll never say that I completely understand because that's not my personal lineage. But I totally empathize because I really have a understanding and empathy of what the experience is. So I don't know if somebody who's of that lineage sharing it makes a difference, because I'm just sharing factual information so that you're aware of this new announcement that was made by the Ghanaian government. They literally made the announcement today, and I literally found out, and I was actually doing something else, and I was ready to close up my laptop for the rest of the night. And then I got the news, and I was like, I have to come online and share this because this is fresh news, and I need to share it today so that people who are interested have the information, especially with the buzz that's been going on the last 24 hours after the Minister of Foreign Affairs granted Ghanaian passport to Aisha Speed, the YouTube streamer who was in Ghana this week on Monday as part of his Africa tour. So there's been a lot of conversation about that because the Minister of Foreign Affairs granted him a passport, a Ghana passport. So some people were happy, some people are not. And then today, the announcement of this whole process of citizenship coming up for the historical diaspora. So this is not for Ghanaians. This one that I'm telling you about, that people can submit these documents to apply between February 2nd to February 6th, and then the ceremony is March the 5th. This is not for Ghanaians. This is for people from the diaspora who do not have a Ghanaian parent. They weren't born in Ghana. They don't have a Ghanaian grandparent. So that's who this one is for. Black African 58 says, I'm wondering why they waited this late to inform us and then issue such a short deadline to get all these documents ready. It's good look though. Fees are too high for the returning enslaved. I don't know why the announcement came late. I don't know. I also was like, whoa, that's really short because today is January 29th. February 2nd is just a few days away. So I hope that people who want it and who are able to get their things in a reasonable time. Government needs to rethink that amount of money they're asking for. What do they think this is? We're not paying to be reintegrated. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. So is this fast tracked? Yes, this is fast tracked. Literally, if you are able to do this between February 2nd to 6th, you will get your Ghanaian citizenship on March the 5th when the ceremony is happening, when the president is giving the citizenship at a ceremony on March the 5th. So yes, this is a fast tracked one. Yes. I think it's a good option, particularly when you consider the costs to get citizenship in other countries. Thank you for sharing. This is so expedited. They should have at least given people a 6 months notice. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I did not know that this announcement was coming. As I said, I literally was closing my laptop from some work I was doing all day today, ready to wind down and rest, and then got the news. And I said, I have to do this now. I have to deliver this news now because I know that there's a lot of people sharing this within certain social circles and different WhatsApp groups. But I figured that I would share it to my audience on YouTube because maybe people in my audience are not within some of those social circles, so they wouldn't have seen that information. Between the American Embassy in Africa, been making a lot of money for non-immigrant visa for so long. Yasin Ali says, it's nice to have options. Okay, there's conversations happening in the chat. Let me leave those conversations to be between all of y'all. Miss Ivy, tell us she's getting paid by the Diaspora Office for doing their job for them. I am not working at the Diaspora Affairs Office. I just want to clarify that. I do not work for the Diaspora Affairs Office. I'm not working at Ministry of Interior. I am an independent, and I am sharing this information for the diaspora to know. Intellectual Nerd 4544 says Ghana cards are being issued in Canada and the UK for now. It is not a lie. Yes, I saw an announcement that Ghana cards were being issued in Canada. I didn't know about the UK, but I did see that. So you've reminded me that I did see that. Yes. Let's go to Heru Hitep 48 says citizenship. He's talking about the US now. Citizenship in the US costs differ depending on how you file, with $710 online or $760 by mail as of 2025. Starting October 28, 2025, USCIS will stop accepting checks and money orders for paper filing applications. People still write checks and money orders in America. That's surprising. I know in Ghana, people still writing checks. But a lot of places have stopped checks and do these digital transfers and all that kind of stuff. So it makes sense that they're deciding not to take that. Okay, so your response continues that they may qualify for a reduced fee of $380 or a full waiver based on household income as of November 14th, 2025. But this has been some interesting news. I just wanted to make sure that I shared it with you. The Plaid Unicorn 6434 says that is to apply for citizenship. There are a lot more steps and fees involved for that. USCIS, it is far more expensive than $760 in the US. Okay, thank you for sharing. Because I know there's been discussions because it's 25,000 Ghana cities in Ghana. People are saying it's more expensive. People are saying it was more expensive. So Most Ghanaians are happy with Aisho's speed getting a Ghanaian passport. His mom is a Ghanaian. Merci beaucoup for this amazing work as usual. Madame Prospera, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then we have my African Rock Mission says, everything has a price. And then Annette says, the notice was very short and continues to cause problems, but those who want will be in Ghana. Y'all need to get in touch with the Diaspora Office to talk to the government to review this new process and amount. It is the Ministry of Interior that I know made this decision. Jada says, Ivy, I was saying you need to get paid for doing their for them. Are you saying their work for them? Thank you. Okay, that's what you meant. Thank you. Fox GTV 1328 says, please, not even in the USA are you paying over 1,000 USD for citizenship. Ghana thinks we have money. It's so cold here. People have to work so hard in the cold. We're coming home and have to pay. It is cold over there right now. The winter storm is across the whole country. 34914 says, why y'all diasporans don't come together to have a dialogue with the government? Ivy, thanks for your work informing internet public. You're doing a great job. Please keep it up. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, the Collective West has been milking us for years with visa and denying us for many years. Soon, especially with those palm-colored people. Oh, he's talking about the U.S. You're talking about U.S. You're talking about Africans going for citizenship in the U.S. I believe that's what you're talking about. But yeah, it's cold over there. South Carolina is about to get snow. Ooh, yeah, even like all the way down to Texas, it's cold. It's freezing cold, and there's snow on the ground and ice and all that stuff. So yeah, I feel bad for you. Meanwhile, yesterday I had a heat warning over here. It was so hot. I had a heat warning. It was so hot. Yeah. So yes. So I want to thank you all for joining today. It is really important to get information out to you as soon as possible so that you have the information. I have people still sharing about their snow. Where I live, I was blocked in my home by snow, and that had to be plowed out. We had 3 feet in the Poconos. Whew. Ooh. Sorry. And she said 80 here in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is still warm. Back to the chat about Ivy. Thank you for the information. This notice is very short and it's too expensive. That would be $50,000 for my husband and I, and that's too much. You mean 50,000 Ghana cities, not dollars. Ghana cities. 50,000 Ghana cities would be about maybe $6,000. I think 50,000 Ghana cities, maybe about $6,000. So 50,000 Ghana cities for the two of you. What's 50,000 Ghana cities to USD? Today it's $4,564. Something like that. So it's about $5,000 for 50,000 Ghana cities. So yes, I want to thank you all so much for being here while I give you this information. Don't forget to always, if you can, support the channel. You can do that through Zelle. The Zelle is, if you use Zelle by email, because it's work getting information to you and also spending the time and doing this work. People don't realize being online is work. Being online is work. I was talking to somebody at where was I? I was somewhere yesterday. I was at a studio yesterday, and I was talking to someone there, and she was saying how she really wants to do stuff online, and she was like, but she doesn't have the energy barely for her own stuff on her personal page, let alone trying to do it on a business scale. And she's like, she doesn't know how people do it because she does 1 or 2 posts on her personal page. And then now to have to go and do it like consistently, professionally, she's like, that's just too much. So yeah, people don't realize how challenging it is. It is work trying to stay motivated So you can do Zelle, you can do PayPal. PayPal, the link is usually in my video descriptions to support by PayPal. Let's see, more comments. Ivy, what is the normal process fee if you don't want to go through the expedite process by the government? You would have to live in the country. The normal way, you have to live in the country. It's like usually 2 to 5 years living in the country before you can apply. And typically it's leaning more towards the 5 years of living in the country before you can apply. And so that's 5 years. They say 5 years aggregate. So aggregate means, so within an 8-year period, you should have been living in Ghana for 5 years. And they count that based on you being able to leave and come back. So like some people are going to visit family members, which means you'll be out of the country for a little while and you come back. You may be a business person and you have to come and go. So the normal process is living in Ghana for 5 years and then applying for citizenship. That's the normal process. So it's longer. This one is to do it to expedite. Yeah. Hi, Ivy. Is Aisho's Speed Mother a Ghanaian? That's what he said. So, I mean, he keeps saying it. He kept saying it on his live stream that his mom is Ghanaian, on his mother's side is Ghanaian. So yeah. So as I said earlier, I would love for you to reach out to the Diaspora Affairs Office to get more information. They do have a 24-hour WhatsApp hotline. I am going to jump off of this live now because, as I had said, I was planning on resting. I was ready to rest, and then all of a sudden this breaking news came, and I was like, I got to share this with all of you so that you know about this. So I'm going to be signing off, but I'm going to put the phone number on the screen here for you again so that you can make contact with them by WhatsApp. That is their number on the screen. That you can reach out to them and ask any more questions that you may have about this whole process. If you missed the live stream, just go back to the beginning and watch where I give you the information about what's needed in the application process. This is a short notice because this is being expedited. You would make sure you get your documents in between February 2nd and 6th. And then you would be going for citizenship by March the 5th. So this is being the process is being sped up. So I did list the things that you need at the beginning of the live stream. So you can go back and catch that there. And then, as I said, the phone number is on the screen for the Diaspora Affairs Office for your questions by WhatsApp so that they can answer any more of the questions that you have. Thank you so much, everybody in the chat today. I appreciate you for engaging in this conversation. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And keep watching. Make sure that you have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. Share this video with someone that you think needs to know this information. And don't forget to stay tuned for new things that I have coming this year on the channel. And yeah, just stay tuned. I'm so excited because it's just been growing and growing and growing. And you're all been tuned in. I really appreciate you. It means a lot. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you next time in the next video.